All right, what's up, familia? Welcome inside or outside. Look at this, man, at the truck stop. Hope you guys are doing good. Keep in between the lines. Got your notes secure. I got my man, Mr. Vic Med, on here. You guys got to go check him out, man. Go check out the guru of trucking. What's going on, homie?
Oh, same old, just here debating and debating and trying to get answers and questions.
Oh, man, Vic. California Assembly Bill 5, or better known as AB5.
Yeah.
Everybody's been talking about it. Everybody's been waiting on it, right? And from what I last thought, we were gonna have to wait a few months till October, and then just boom, out of nowhere, it just came and just exploded, and it's like, it's here.
Yeah.
So Vic, real quick, just give the people a rundown, just a little brief rundown, man, on what is AB5.
The bottom line is taxes. That's just the bottom line. Okay, California politicians want everybody in the trucking industry to pay taxes. So they want everybody to be on a W-2. That's just the bottom line.
Okay. Yeah, because I remember talking to you quite a few times, and you were talking about the 1099 and how you would rather prefer paying you guys through 1099, right? And then they themselves can go ahead and set it up how they will go ahead and pay their taxes, which I always kind of like that, Vic. I always kind of like the whole, like, hey, yeah, you know what? It's my feria, and I'll pay my taxes, but yeah, let me get my money, and then I'll go ahead and I'll distribute it the way I see fit, right? At the time that I see fit too, by the way. So I always kind of like that freedom that gave. But I was noticing I didn't really hear a lot of 1099s. I did know a few people that offered 1099s. How long you been doing those?
I've been doing it for a few years.
Mm.
There's a lot of companies that do it.
Okay.
I've done it because I started with the 1099. Well, I didn't start with 1099. I started with the W-2. I did the W-2 maybe for, I don't know, 3 years maybe.
Mm.
And then I found out about 1099 through a company that I work for, and I seen how much money I can rake in, and I like the 1099. So once I got it started, I said, you know what? I'm looking out for my drivers this way. Doing a W-2, I'm not looking out for them. They want things in life. They want to pay off bills. And with the W-2, you're pretty much like on a salary base case, because you're not going to get no more and no less working with the W-2, because the government, the more you make, the government's going to take. So yeah, you can claim that you're going to get all that back at the end of the year, but 9 out of 10 times you're not getting all that back. With a 1099, you're getting all that week, that day. When you get paid, you're going to get all that. So that's why I went with the 1099, to help my guys out, because, we all want things, we all need to pay bills. And, some of these credit cards that we get into, they're pretty deep, and it's going to take us a long time to pay off these credit cards on a W-2. Whereas with the 1099, you push nice and hard 1 week, and then maybe another week, and you're done with it. You're done with that credit card bill.
Yeah, and I remember what you said. If you're gonna have your own business, you're always gonna be owned. It just comes with the territory of owning your own business. All right, so Vic, I was doing some research, like, hey, where did all this come from? I mean, like, what's with this AB5? Where did it all come from? To the best of my knowledge, and maybe I may be wrong, okay, it actually was quite a few years ago with the Uber drivers. The Uber drivers that basically were just contractors, because Uber when it first came around, you know, Uber, Lyft, all those things, it was basically, I didn't know anybody that was taking that as a serious holiday. I didn't, you know, it was just kind of like a side hustle. It's like, I got my job, but you know what? I'm free on this day or that day. I'll make a little bit of extra feria, right? Make a little bit extra cash. I didn't know anybody when it first came around, like, oh no, this is my job, this is my career. But then that stuff changed because I did remember when they started talking about like, okay, wait a second, man. Uber's not treating these guys fairly, okay? They give them no benefits. They're not paying them correctly. You know, all this stuff, right? And to me, this is just me personally. To me, I was just like, they don't need all of that, man. That's a side hustle, okay? That was my thinking, right? In a way, it still kind of is. It's neither here nor there, but that's how all this got the ball rolling. And Vic, you and I, we've talked quite a few times, right? And you really do, you recommend, you know, leasing trucks and stuff like that, or buying yourself a truck and leasing it onto a company. So now that this comes into effect, if starting with the whole Uber drivers quite a few years ago, Vic, this just bled in to the trucking industry, and it's gonna have a major, major impact, man. So, Vic, what's going on with leasing? What's going on with these, you know, independent contractors? What's going on now, man?
Well, that's the thing. You can still lease onto a company, but you have to be a company. You can still support their DOT number, their names, but you have to be a company. I don't know if you can be a sole proprietor. I don't know if you can be an LLC, but you can be an S corp. You can be any kind of corporation, but I just don't know if you can be a sole proprietor or an LLC. That's just it. But you can still run with that one company, because what they want you to do is separate yourself from your business now. So now they want you to be a righteous owner of a company, righteous owner of a name. If you can't do that, then you shouldn't be an owner operator. That's what the government is pretty much saying.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting as well. It's like, hey, listen, you either have your own authority 100% or you don't. Either you're 100% owner operator or you just jump on with a company, but you're not going to be doing this. What I heard somebody say, these Mickey Mouse moves, which is kind of what I want to get into right now, Vic. Okay. You know, I listened to a couple of different people, man, that I respect. Vic, you're definitely one of them, homie. Somebody was talking about, in the short run, this is going to affect a lot of drivers. But in the long run, this is actually something good. That a lot of major carriers, man, were going and bleeding guys out, getting them into these lease programs. Now, I don't know if this person got the numbers correct or not, but that some of these carriers were even making more money off leasing their trucks out to drivers, right? And I guess things are so complicated and stuff, man, that some of these guys wouldn't be able to pay the truck payment. They wouldn't be able to do all this and that, man. They weren't really making good money, the guys that were leasing the trucks. And they would eventually go under, and the company just gets the truck back and does it again to somebody else. So, you know, they're explaining it pretty good on why this is going to be better in the long run. But Vic, how say you, homie?
Example, Cholo. I got a load right now in Ontario. I need you to run it up to Vegas, bro. I'm gonna give you $150 to run it, bring me back a load, and run me back another load.
No.
Why?
For $150, Holmes? Nah.
Why? Why won't you do it, Cholo?
That's
So you have a choice, right?
yes, you're right.
You have a
Yes,
choice.
yes.
Same thing with these Nissan owner operators, bro. All these dudes that are out there complaining what this company did, what they did, what they haven't did, what they're doing with their trucks, and kicking people out and bringing another guy to buy that. Bro, you have a choice. If you see this happening, at lease companies, these companies that are doing this, if you see this happen, why are you there? You have a choice. Now, if they're doing it to you and you're still there, that's your fault. That's nobody's fault. That's your fault. Bro, my company drivers, I give them an option. When I book a load, Cholo, I don't book it before I ask my company drivers. I tell them, look, man, I have this load of Commerce to Jurupa Valley. Do you want it? It pays $450. Do you want it? Yeah, I'll take it. That's my company drivers, Cholo. These are not my owner operators, bro. Now, I operate a little different than, other companies, but I've been there. But these dudes that are coming up with these stories, these crazy stories that the lease companies are doing, that these companies, you were there. What the hell are you still doing there? Oh, I've been there a year and this is why are you still there? That is my answer to that, bro. All this stuff is happening to people because they're staying with it. Now they're saying, well, nobody else will take me. Okay, if you say so. Cholo, if I'm really looking for a job, I'm going to find me a job. I'm not just going to look one or two places. I'm going to find me a job, bro.
Yeah, yes.
So whatever these dudes are talking about these lease programs, that's no one's fault but theirs. When they went into that office, they looked at that contract, they signed that contract. That contract stipulated you cannot haul for anybody else but us. This is how much you're going to make a day. This is how much you can make a week. This is how much you can make a month. You are being paid with the 1099. Everything was being told to you before you signed that contract. But now it's an issue. Now you're being classified. If you are being misclassified from day one and you've been told you're getting paid with a 1099 and not a W-2, you're not getting no benefits, you're getting paid with a 1099, how are you being misclassified? Answer me that. How are you being misclassified?
I agree. I agree because I'm always one to say like, hey, self-responsibility. Don't be pointing fingers here, there, and everywhere, man. Self-responsibility. The only thing I would say is that you got a bunch of guys, man, that don't really know what they're getting into, right? It's just, it just sounds sweet. It sounds good. It sounds great. And they're really not educated in the industry. And then, the major carriers were prying on people like that. But you're right. You know what? Listen, it's on you. Right? It's on you. If it smells funny, hey man, that's on you. Just like you say, Vic, just like you've told me and you've told everybody that has watched, these videos that I've had you on, talk to other drivers. Talk to other drivers. Get all the klecha that you can, man. Talk to all the drivers, man. Get all the information that you possibly can. Because yeah, there are some pretty jacked up stories, man, where guys end up under. And it's basically just all under their own doing because they actually agreed to all this stuff. So
okay, so you say some of these guys don't really understand the industry, some guys really don't know the industry. Okay, I'll give you that. But Cholo, after 30 days, after 60 days, after 90 days, you mean to tell me they're not knowing the difference between a 1099 pay and a W-2 pay? So you mean to tell me that right now, Cholo, right now, you're shooting up to Vegas twice for me for $150. You're going up, you're coming down, and you're going back up for $150. So you mean to tell me after the week, 2 weeks, a month, 2 months, 3 months, you're not going to say, wait a minute, there's something wrong here. Okay, I understand people don't know the difference, but they have some common sense, bro. There's not that many dummies out there that are running around not having no common sense. I give you 2, 3. But all these people talking about I was misclassified, come on, there's not that many dumb people driving trucks, Cholo. Come on. After 90 days, you know, hey, this is wrong. I'm not doing this crap no more. I'm done with this company. I'm going somewhere else. What are they doing? They're staying right there, bro. They're not going anywhere. Why? Who's misclassifying them? Themselves or the company?
Yeah, and you know, just like how you said that you are the way you run your company. Yeah, not everybody runs it that way. You know, if they're leased on to one of their trucks, there are some companies, man. Apparently, this is what I've heard. There are some companies that just treat them like they're company drivers. They don't have a say-so, even though they're technically not a company driver. But it's like, okay, but you're under our lease program, so you're gonna go where we tell you to go. But again, that's on the individual, though. That's kind of what that needs to come down to. Have you heard anything like that, Vic? You run your program a little different. I mean, I get it.
No, Cholo, I was leased onto a company. I want to say 7 years, but it was either 5 or 7 years. I was never told. I was never told anything, bro.
Okay.
I was always like, hey, Victor, you want this load? Hey, you know, I got this load. This is all I got, Vic. This is all I got. That's what I got. There was 400 of us leased onto this company. We all got the same feedback. You had 2 options, well, 3 options. Pay the dispatchers, be the favorite, or don't work. That was all 3 options that you had.
Okay.
But so as far as hearing a lease company telling a driver, telling the owner op, hey, you're under our authority, you're going to do what we say. Give me a company. What company does this, Jordan? What company does this? Give me a company, bro. Give me a name. Schneider? Warner? Chris? I will give you Western Express. I will give you that one.
Okay.
But the rest of them? Knight, Swift? No, bro. I know leased on owner operators from these companies. And these dudes, sometimes they get on their high horse and they say, you know what, I'm not going to run your load. I'll talk to you tomorrow. They crash out. They wake up in the morning, call dispatch, what you got? And it's a whole different day and a whole different ballgame. But give me a company, bro. Give me a company. Give me a name.
No, Vic, you're right, dog. You're 100% right, man. Because I just hear dudes just talking. But you're right. You're right. I'm not hearing any specifics. I'm not hearing any specific names. I'm just hearing a bunch of stories, kind of like broadly just said. But yeah, no, I'm not getting really any specifics, man. So no, I get what you're saying. So Vic, how is this affecting your company now, man? Don't you lease some of your trucks, or you have leased some of your trucks? How's this affecting you now and your company?
It's not affecting us whatsoever. My guys have their own LLCs.
Okay.
So it's not affecting us. I see what I do, Cholo, is when my guys come on board as company drivers, I give them the rundown. Look, this is nothing that you want to stay with just one truck. You want to grow into this. You want to make a business out of this. You want to do better than what I'm doing, which is sitting at the house, dispatching, and just enjoying your family, enjoying what you're bringing to the family, you know? This is what I try to tell my drivers, you know? And once they become that leased on owner operator, I guide them on how to get their LLC, how to get their S Corp, how to open up a bank account, how to separate themselves from their business, how to pay themselves. I try to guide them on how to do this stuff, you know? So is it affecting us? No, it's not affecting us.
Can you explain a little bit what's an LLC?
An LLC is it's a company with some protection. You want to get some kind of corporation name under you so you can have some kind of division when something happens to your company. So like say for instance, God forbid, there's an accident and somebody gets killed and the family sues you. If you have an LLC, they will sue Cholo's Trucking. They're not going to sue Cholo. So if you have an LLC, you're kind of protected. Sole proprietor, it's all you. If they sue, they're suing you because there's no separation from you and your business. A corporation, a corporation is a whole different animal. It's separating you completely. You have no connection to that corporation. However you want to go, S corp, whatever. You have no separation. Corporation has got more taxes. You get more benefits with the corporation. An LLC, you don't get that many benefits.
Okay.
That's just the difference. They're all three of them are somehow named companies that are separating you from your business.
Okay. All right. Well, Vic, man, just a lot of these, what you call contractors and all, man, are getting affected by this. From what I understand, most of the trucks that go into the ports are kind of contractors and these guys, man. What's the word if you've heard anything of out of state coming into the state of California that are in these programs, dog?
I haven't heard nothing. I haven't heard nothing. I don't have the full rundown yet. Right now, I have somebody high in the XPO logistics and then somebody high on Hub Group. They're real huge companies. So I'm waiting to get some feedback from them next week to see what their strategy is going to be. But I don't know what's going on with the out-of-state guys that are coming in that are leased onto companies. I don't know what's going on with them. As far as the ports, there is 17,000 drivers that are working for companies right now that are getting paid with the 1099. So if the media is claiming that we have a shortage of drivers right now, this is really going to hit. It's going to hit the ports real bad. I've had two drivers that left me a couple years ago, that went to the port, and I tried to recruit them back, and they showed me their pay stubs, and they're getting paid great. They're getting paid by the hour, but they're getting paid with the 1099. And one of these companies has over 40 trucks, and everybody's getting paid with the 1099.
Damn.
So if people thought they were gonna be, the closed stores, Walmart, Target, if they thought they were short, they're really gonna be short if these companies just say, you know what, we got to figure something out. We got to put everything on pause before we go on with this. So the ports are really going to be affected right now because a 1099 is more of a motivational for the driver to make more money than a W-2. A W-2, you make more money, government takes more money. 1099, you make more money, you take home more money.
Right.
That's why the ports were doing this, because they claimed there was a shortage. How are we going to get these drivers to push? How are we going to get these drivers to get motivated? I tell you what, let's pay them with the 1099. They can deal with the taxes at the end of the year. And that's exactly what they did, bro. And now they're like, what are we going to do?
Yeah. Damn, man. And it's not just California, from what I understand. Illinois New Jersey, they're looking into this as well. Do you think eventually this is going to hit all the other states?
I I cannot predict. I don't know. I hope it doesn't. I hope it doesn't. I mean, there's laws here in California that the rest of the states haven't took up, but I hope it doesn't. So but I can't predict what's going to happen in other states. But this law should not hit the transportation industry whatsoever. It just shouldn't. It shouldn't. We move this country, you know.
Yeah.
We and for them to tax us on money that, where is that money going to, Cholo? When they deduct your money, where does it go? Freaking Ukraine? Freaking Vietnam? Where's that money going to? Tell me where your money's going to for you believers on this W-2. Where do you think that money's going to? The police department, fire department? Show me where your tax money is going to. At least that's what they're telling you, that that's where it's going to. But I mean, I look at the media and they're sending billions of dollars overseas, you know. So where's your money going to? If you really want to see where your money's going to, be on a 1099. Go donate that money to that one company, franchise, whatever it is. Go give them a check. Police station, here you go. I'm donating, you know, $5,000. Here you go. Fire department, same thing. But you know, that's just my thing. It's ridiculous, bro. It's ridiculous.
No, yeah, I get you, man. The fact that they, you know, want to be doing this to this industry, man. Like you said, you know, we moved America, we moved the country, man. It's like, you know, to make it tougher. And do you think this is just gonna help out mega carriers?
Don't think so. I don't think so. Because I mean,
If guys were looking to become an owner operator now, right? And that's like, oh man, well, you know what? I'm gonna lease, you know, instead of buy a truck. Did this just make it a little harder, Vic, to become an owner operator?
in a way, yeah. No, you know what? Yeah, it did. It did. Because most of the people, the steps they take is company, lease, then owner operator. So
Right.
now, yeah, it did make it worse for the new guys, you know, because it's a scary feeling, you know, to go get your own authority and then go get your own truck, you know, especially when they hit you with that down payment for your insurance. That's the scariest, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is making it more scarier for people to become owner operators. That is for sure.
Man, that's it's this it sucks, man. But you know, they can't stop us. You can't stop the trucking industry, man. That would really put a halt to the country. But Vic, so you're all right, man. Your company's going all right. I know some people were pulling their hair out. Some people were like, "Oh no, in the long run, this would be a good thing." Some people were getting all freaked out, like, "Oh man, it's over, man. Game over, man." And I'm like, okay, let me see what Vic is saying. Let me see what my man Vic is saying. And you're just there, calm, cool, collect, and you're just like, you know what? We're gonna be fine. It's gonna be a loophole. You know, trucks got to keep rolling. And I'm like, all right, there we go. We're talking some sanity now, man, instead of people just going all crazy, Vic.
I don't see where it's gonna benefit anybody in the long run. I don't see it right now. Right now I don't see it, you know. Why it's not affecting us is because the way I try to get my guys to be, you know, I try to get them on my mentality, you know. Don't just be a truck driver, you know, be an owner. Get out of the truck, dispatch your truck, you know. So I try to build them to have their own company, you know. That's why I'm not really like, it's not affecting us, you know, because every guy that comes into us to drive our trucks, you know, I fill them out, you know, is this what you want to do? Or you just want to be a company driver, you know? And most of my guys that come over is because they want to be their own bosses, you know? And so I just guide them. I help them out on how to do it. And I tell them where to go get their, you know, LLC or corporation, whatever. And I just try to guide them. I don't try to keep them as a company driver, even though I make more money as a company driver, but I just don't. I don't. If they want to be owner operators, you know, I push them, I help them, and I'll take some money off their check. And then when it comes for them to put that down payment for their LLC or their corporation, here's your money, bro. And they get invoices every week of what's being taken out of their checks. That way, when they're ready, the money's there.
Vic, before we wrap it up, man, any last message you want to throw out there with this whole AB5 thing, man? Assembly Bill 5. Any last words, big dog?
Just adjust. Don't stress over it. Gather as much information as you can, not from people that have one truck, two trucks, you know, go to the big guys. You know, they have the brains, they have a round table of brains that are tossing it up right now and trying to see what the best solution is for this thing, you know. Just talk to people, just talk to people and try to find out what the best remedy for this is. But as far as you losing your truck, your authority, it's not about that. It is just about paying into taxes every week. That's all it's about. They want their tax money every freaking week. So S Corp, LLC, corporation, your own authority. No, it's not about that.
Yeah. Yeah, just like you said, talk to people, but stay away from the people that are over there. Oh man, it's all over. It's all over. We're screwed, man. Game over, Holmes.
It's
Hey.
not. It's not.
Hey, but with that, you guys go check him out. One Mr. Vic Med. As a matter of fact, the link to his channel will be in the comment section. It'll be pinned, so it'll be the first comment that you guys see. Man, you guys go check him out over there and see what he's doing. His channel is a complete trucking channel. Good stuff over there, man. I get a lot of glitch up from the man. So, Vic, with that, my man, gracias so much for coming on and calming everybody down a little bit, Hans. You know.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, as always, familia, live your life like you're on the road. Be aware of surroundings and always keep a safe distance. Blood makes you live, but loyalty makes you family. Until next time, this is Thecholotrucker from my man, one Mr. Vic Med. Over and out.